Hello, my dear friend. Abhimitra here, your good friend, once again with some interesting information. So, today we are going to learn how to determine if a particular stone is a valuable crystal or not. Okay, so I have a few samples and I learned this technique from a certain expert. Okay, so for example, I have these two stones, both are natural. Okay, so how to determine if any one of these is actually a valuable thing? Obviously, they are valuable because both are from the nature, but the question is if they are really useful in some way rather than just being a showpiece and just lying there. Okay, is there any other benefit rather than using, like, what is the use? I'll talk about that. So let's see how, in what way we can determine something is a precious or a valuable stone. This is the most basic test. Sometimes a few things may qualify in this test, but it doesn't make them gemstones. But they are, except for glass, if they are not glass but if they are natural stones, this thing can determine if it is a crystal. So what is crystal? First, let's look into that. If you know a little bit of physical chemistry, or if you're from a science background, or if you're an engineer, you would understand that a crystal is something which has a proper set of aligned atoms and molecules, basically molecules. So if the molecules are arranged in a proper way inside the stone, it becomes a crystal. So there are many crystals in the world. Glass is not a crystal, it's a super cool liquid. Even a salt is a crystal, right? So we have many kinds of crystals. I am looking in this video from the point of view of Reiki healing. Okay, healing crystals, the crystals which have the properties of healing. Now there are hundreds and thousands of crystals which are used for Reiki healing, but only a certain number of crystals are easily available in the nature, and they are not very expensive, they are common. And there are many uncommon and very costly crystals as well. We are not going to talk about them in this particular video. Okay, right. Now coming to the process of how to test. So you take any torch or your mobile phone, okay, and it has a torchlight, right? Very good. So we are going to check. See, if it is a crystal, it has properly aligned molecules, right? So the light just passes through them without much obstruction. Hence, the stone is translucent, or in some cases, it's transparent. So, firstly, randomly, I am going to check this particular stone that I have. Okay, check this light. It is completely obstructing the light. You cannot see anything, right? So basically this is not a crystal, it is just a stone. Now let's check this one. It's a pebble. Let's check if it has a crystal or a stone. You cannot see the light coming from the other side of this stone. So even this is not a crystal, even though it might contain some practical uses. This can polish certain things. Now I have this. This is definitely not a crystal because this is amorphous. This is basically powder. So anyway, if I put it over here, the light is not coming from the other side of the thing. Now let's look into some things that I suspect are crystals. First of all, if you might have seen my other recent video talking about Shivalingam. Right now, Shivalingams are made with proper stones. Let's look at this Shivalingam that is made is from a proper crystal or a stone. See this. You can see that this is translucent. The light is clearly seen until half of it. You can see the entire thing is glowing. It's not obstructing the light. Okay, you can see the light from the other side if you look at it. Okay, so this is a valuable crystal. Now let's take this particular pebble. It's not completely blocking the light, but it's translucent. You can see still. Okay, a little bit. So even this has crystal properties. This is a marble pebble. Even marble is a crystal. This particular stone. This is a quartz crystal. So even this is not obstructing the light. There is another pebble. So you can tell if something is a crystal if it is not obstructing the light. This is obviously a smoky quartz. It's translucent clearly. Now this particular pebble, it is called carnelian. It is a crystal used in Reiki healing. This is pretty much popular. You can see that it's very, very translucent. When you look at it, you cannot actually think it's pretty much opaque, right? It is opaque. But when you put it under the light, it glows, as so it is emitting the light. But it is a stone, it's not glass. Now I have a green crystal. How to tell that it's a crystal? I place it under the light and it glows. Okay, it is only allowing green light. So this is another crystal. Same way, another quartz crystal. It is emitting white light. It is not obstructing the light in any way. The light this is solid, looking like a stone, right? Anybody, if they don't know what it is a stone. It's just a white stone, but it is a crystal. Now this big pebble, if somebody doesn't know, it's just there in the forest or somewhere in the waterfalls. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of these things are there. Let's check if it is a valuable crystal. Okay, it is different. You cannot see in the camera, but it is very mildly translucent. So this is a mixed pebble. So it is a semi. Similarly, I have this. See now this thing is very translucent. It is able to transmit light. See, both if you look at these two stones, you cannot tell anything. Both are simply stones, right? But now you see the difference. Now this is light. This stone is glowing from the back. This is not really glowing. Light is not coming through. So one is crystal, another is stone. I mean, this is more crystal and this is less crystal. That's the difference. Okay, and now this amorphous stone. Let's check if this is a crystal or this is a stone. Okay, let's check. It is very much a stone. Obviously, because this is just an aquarium decoration stone. It's not really crystal. It looks good. Anyway, let's keep it aside. So I have a few stones and few crystals. So now what is the use of these crystals? What to do with these crystals? Yes, one last one. I think this is granite. So granite is also a pretty much crystal. Okay, this is another Shivalingam. It has crystal properties. Very good. Now what to do with these crystals? Right now, crystals have a long story, a long history.